Call to order the Public Improvement Commission hearing of February 1st, 2018. The first item is a poll hearing on a joint petition by Verizon New England, Inc. and Eversource Energy to relocate one utility pole on Sullivan Street, Charlestown, located on its southeasterly side at address number 51 between Bartlett Street and Wellesley Street.
Good morning. I'm Sheila Gillis here on behalf of Eversource.
Nicholas Weason on behalf of Verizon.
I'm sorry, tell me your name again?
Nicholas Weason.
Thanks, Nicholas. Can you guys describe to us what your petition?
We would just like to relocate one pole located on Sullivan Street in Charlestown on the southeasterly side at address number 51.
What's the reason for the relocation?
To make room for a job.
Nicholas, do you mind repeating that into the microphone?
I believe it's to make space for a new driveway.
So Todd, that's an existing application that's been submitted?
Yeah, that's been through my office quite a while ago. I assume it's been through yours as well at this point.
Any other questions or comments on the pole relocation? No. Come here, Todd.
The pole remaining in front of the same property.
Yes. Yep. All right. I'll entertain a motion on this item contingent upon the approval of the driveway relocation application.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint petition by Verizon New England, Inc. and Eversource Energy to relocate one utility pole on Sullivan Street, Charlestown, as written for the record by the chair. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the public hearing section, our first item is on a petition by Fenway Enterprises, 132 Brookline Avenue, LLC, for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to Kilmarnock Street, a public way in Boston proper, on its easterly side at Van Ness Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, Kilmarnock Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 4th, 2018.
Good morning. My name is Bill Dillon from Goulston and Stores, and I'm here with Mike Fitzpatrick from Samuels and Associates, who's project manager, and Mark Jackson from VHB, the project engineer. This building is located at 132 Brookline Avenue. The rear of the building is on Van Ness Street, and the petitions, this one and the next one, have to do with the Saloniki Greek restaurant that's on the first floor of that building. Mike, do you want to provide the background?
Sure. So part of the redevelopment work we've been doing in Fenway included the reconstruction of Van Ness Street. So the goal has been to activate the street, create a walkable street. So we have outdoor seating along that street. We had planned prior to coming here for a cafe license, and then after some back and forth, that was determined the best approach was the discontinuance. So that's why we're here today.
Great.
Hi, Mark Jackson, VHB. And as Mike mentioned, we're proposing a discontinuance in our pet easement today. And the discontinuance is 444 square feet that starts at the back of Sidewalk at Van Ness Street in the corner of Kilmarnock. And then part of it is the Saloniki Greek patio, some landscape area. As part of that, Todd and the city requested that we picked up pet easement at that corner as well, which is more or less left over from the Van Ness construction. It's a piece of the accessible ramp in the back of Sidewalk. And that's just 12 square feet.
Any questions on the first component of this, the pedestrian easement? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? I'll entertain a motion on the pedestrian easement.
Make a motion to approve a petition by Fenway Enterprises, 132 Brookline Avenue, LLC, for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to Kilmarnock Street, Boston proper, on its easterly side at Van Ness Street, new business 1/11/2018, as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, Kilmarnock Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 4th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by Fenway Enterprises, 132 Brookline Avenue, LLC, for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel the public may have had within a portion of Van Ness Street, a public way in Boston proper on its northerly side at Kilmarnock Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Discontinuance, Van Ness Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 4th, 2018.
This petition is the companion petition to the prior one. These two really go hand in hand. They both relate to the patio and the landscaping that Mark had mentioned and relate to the Saloniki restaurant that we had mentioned previously.
Are there any public utilities that exist in the discontinuance area?
No, there's just service, drain service that runs through for 132, and then there is a
So it's a private drain?
Private drain, and then a private, the Eversource vault that feeds the building.
Which is also private.
And we've received the appraisal.
Yes.
Assessing sees that as appropriate?
Yep.
Other questions or comments on the discontinuance? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the discontinuance.
I'll make a motion on a petition by Fenway Enterprises, 132 Brookline Avenue, LLC, for the discontinuance within Van Ness Street, as read into the record by the chair and shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Discontinuance, Van Ness Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 4th, 2018.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next item is on a petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel the public may have had within a pedestrian easement adjacent to High Street, a public way, in Boston proper on its southeasterly side at address number 99, southwest of Congress Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Discontinuance Plan, 99 High Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 1st, 2018.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. I'm Peter Kohansky from Goulston and Stores. I'm here on behalf of TIAA, the owner of 99 High Street in the Financial District. I'm joined by Mark Younghands from VHB and Matt Formicola, who's the architect for the project. We're here seeking approval for 4 actions relating to a lobby renovation project at 99 High Street and the associated public realm improvements to the streetscape. The first one is a discontinuance of an existing pedestrian easement along High Street. The second action is the grant of new easements along High Street and Congress Street. We're also asking for specific repairs and a canopy license. So as to the first action, as I said, it's the discontinuance of the existing pedestrian easement within High Street. When we set about doing this new work, VHB detected a discrepancy in the area of this old easement. So we are asking that the Commission discontinue that old easement. It will be replaced in the next action with one with slightly different dimensions, as well as a new easement along Congress Street. But this first vote is to discontinue the existing one.
Can you walk us through what the discrepancy was and what sections were created?
Well, in 2009, there were PSC actions for streetscape work along High Street, as well as establishment of this pedestrian easement. When that pedestrian easement was laid out and the street line was laid out, it used bounding on High Street and Congress Street north of the site. When this new project went forward, which includes improvements all the way down Congress Street, they tied into the bounding for the state highway layout. When they compared the two, they found a discrepancy. And so it's about 2 feet different. And so when they did that, the actual right-of-way line is further away from the building, actually close to the building, I'm sorry. And based on that, the head easement that we established is now in the building. And so it's actually less necessary because there's a wider public sidewalk when you actually lay it out correctly. So we're proposing to discontinue this and in the subsequent action, establish a new pedestrian easement that's correct, as well as a pedestrian easement on Congress Street related to the specific repairs that we'll talk about in the subsequent action.
Just got a question, clarification. Teachers Insurance, who actually manages the building?
Transwestern.
Transwestern?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I just don't want to know an entity, so when it goes into construction, I know what I'm dealing with.
Yep.
And they actually have their office in the building for on site.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
So Troy, this will be a reduction of a pedestrian easement that is around 825 feet, but that is a pedestrian easement that exists essentially physically in the building, so it is not
Correct.
actually publicly
Correct.
accessible in any real way.
Exactly.
Go in between the columns.
Other questions or comments on this first item? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the first pedestrian easement.
Make a motion to approve the petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel that the public may have had within the pedestrian easement adjacent to High Street. All is read into the record by the chair and as shown on the plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Discontinuance Plan, 99 High Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 1st, 2018.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the acceptance of pedestrian easements adjacent to the following public ways in Boston proper. High Street on its southeasterly side at address number 99, southwest of Congress Street on its southwesterly side between High Street and Purchase Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018, and this is shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, Congress and High Streets, 99 High Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 1st, 2018.
Thanks. Peter Kohansky for TIAA. The second action, as we just discussed, is for the establishment of a new pedestrian easement within High Street or adjacent to High Street and a new pedestrian easement along Congress Street to allow an additional sidewalk width on Congress Street. The easement instrument would reserve to the owner the right to use the areas above and below the sidewalk. I don't know if there's anything more to say after the last action, Mark, but
Just to take a step back for clarity of purpose here, the existing lobby entrance is here on High Street, which is on the north side of the building. The greenway is behind the building. This is Congress Street coming into the picture. And what the owner is planning to do is take this entrance away, establish it on the corner, and there are, later on you see there's a campus canopy here we have a license for, and they're refreshing the streetscape. Right now it's a mud set brick, which is not great for accessibility, and they're replacing that mud set brick with a concrete with a paper, permeable paper edge. And part of that is establishing these pedestrian easements, which were resulting from our discussions with both disabilities, public works, actually disabilities, public works, and EDA to provide better public accommodation along the building.
So with this action, there's two separate pedestrian easements, which will be receiving one quickly at the corner and one then along the length of Congress Street between High and the Greenway.
It's actually all along High. It's discontinuous with it because there's no space. A corner at High and Congress and then extending them out. So three distinct pieces.
Other questions or comments on this pedestrian easement? Give me your time.
Nope.
Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on this pedestrian easement.
Make a motion on the petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement in High Street and Congress Street as read into the record by the chair and shown on a set of plans titled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, Congress and High Streets, 99 High Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 1, 2018.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the making of specific repairs within the following public ways in Boston proper, consisting of sidewalk and pedestrian ramp reconstruction, new specialty pavement and street trees, as well as the removal of bollards. High Street on the southeasterly side at address number 99, southwest of Congress Street on the southwesterly side between High Street and Purchase Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018, and this is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, 99 High Street, Boston proper, 3 sheets dated January 5th, 2018.
thank you. Peter Kohansky again for TIAA. This third action is for approval of specific repairs within High Street and Congress Streets. Turn it over to Mark.
Once again, as discussed before, it's refreshing streetscape around the building on the public streets. I think one thing I want to note is that
this project covers the entire block, so there'll be sort of a continuous and consistent streetscape throughout the entirety of the block.
What's there now is sort of a one-off, and now it will be more consistent with what's around it.
And you've said this, but this is the Commission for Persons with Disabilities is signed up. Right. And there's an LMI for maintenance of things like the tree grates and the
Permeable pavers.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an existing LMI for the previous configuration, and it'll be updated to reflect.
Does that include like vacuum sweeping of the pervious pavements once a year, something like that?
I can't speak to that particular method because I know on some projects in the Fenway they were going back and forth between whether you power wash it or you vacuum it. There will be maintenance, but I'm not sure what the form will take. Because it's actually the space between the pavers themselves aren't permeable.
Yep. Yeah. As an example, for Central Square, 3 things is twice a year vacuum sweeping or as needed. Power washing after the vacuum sweeping if needed, if it's plugged, and then just replacement of any of the packing material, the whatever you want to call it, Linpack or stone dust or.
Big sand.
Yeah, but that's only like once every 3 or 4 years as needed. So if you vacuum too much of it up, that's just typical.
We'll make a note of that.
Okay.
So also, the existing condition on High Street at the entrance that exists now,
Yep.
you have security bollards
Yes.
currently. They're coming out, correct?
They're coming out.
How about the new entrance?
We're not proposing security bollards at the new entrance.
You are not. Any reason why?
It's set back further from the curb, and it wasn't part of what the owner wanted to do. We have 2 pedestrian ramps here. It's a pedestrian corner. It's reasonably active. I think if we were to put any in, it wouldn't be a consistent pattern. It would be a few here and
No,
there.
I agree. But, I mean, the risk assessment, that's what all
Yeah.
I'm wondering about.
Yeah.
Okay. And you check the grades with our traffic signal infrastructure, et cetera. That's all set.
There's a post signal on this corner that we're maintaining and we're changing the grade by about half an inch. And then there is a mast arm and pedestrian head down here that we're not changing.
And existing signage, poles, et cetera, do not conflict with what you're proposing for the tree layout, correct?
No, because we're not changing the configuration. The trees are staying where they were before.
Just one other thing. Time frame, when will we start construction?
March is when they're looking to start the sidewalk, tentatively right now.
In the interior, the lobby?
The outside is March, the interior, they've already started construction.
So that's the process.
And your comment last time, we actually worked with the building contractor, Quarterman, who's actually worked out their schedule with their glass suppliers. So we'll be coming in and seeing how do we put that piece up and how do we deal with pedestrian maintenance.
I appreciate the email this morning. That's good.
Other questions or comments on this action? Mayor Todd, members of the public? All right. I'll entertain a motion on the specific repair plan.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the making of specific repairs, as read into the record by the chair, and is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, 99 High Street, Boston proper, 3 sheets dated January 5th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for the granting of a projection license for the installation of a canopy over a portion of the sidewalk within High Street, a public way in Boston proper, at address number 99 at the southerly corner of its intersection with Congress Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, License Plan 99 High Street, Boston proper, 1 sheet dated January 5th, 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Peter Kohansky from Goulston for TIAA. Fourth action is for a canopy license at the corner of High Street and Congress Street. I will let Mark explain.
Okay. This is the plan you have in front of you, but I'll go back to the picture because I think it's a little easier. This proposed canopy is right at the intersection of High Street and Congress Street.
questions or comments on the projection license? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the projection license.
I'll make a motion on the petition by Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America for granting a projection license for the installation of a canopy over a portion of the sidewalk within High Street, as written into the record by the chair and as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division License Plan 99 High Street, Boston proper, one sheet dated January 5th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. Our next item is on a petition by the West Main Street abutters for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel the public may have had on West Main Street, a private way in West Roxbury, generally between Morton Street and Harvard Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Abandonment Plan, West Main Street, West Roxbury, District 1, District 1 sheet dated January 25th, 2018.
Good morning, members of the Commission. My name is Eric Van Dusen, Senior Vice President of New Boston Fund, and on behalf of our joint venture partner, community partner, Lena Park CDC, Lena New Boston is pleased to be before you this morning to present our plans for the continued development of the infrastructure for our Olmsted Green development. As I outlined in our initial hearing before you, Olmsted Green involves a multi-phase development of close to 500 units of mixed-income housing on the former Boston State Hospital site in Boston's neighborhoods of Mattapan and Dorchester. We are here before you today to seek your approval to extend the existing infrastructure to continue that housing development. Following our last presentation to the Commission, we reached out to a number of city agencies to review our plans. I would now like to turn it over to Kevin Wright of VHB to further outline those discussions as well as answer any questions on our 4 petitions before you. Thank you.
Kevin Wright from VHB. I'm here with Eric as well, Steve Hacen, the Icon Architecture, and Paul Momney from Goulston and Stores. Regarding the abandonment plan, we have
Kevin, before you get into the specifics of the first action, I know you did this the last time, but do you mind just giving us the quick overview of the 4 actions together and how the work you guys are doing comprehensively in this area?
Correct. So the 4 actions that we're here for today are for the abandonment of West Main Street, which is approximately 975 feet. That is in order to lay out West Main Street as a public roadway in its entirety for the commission, which will be on the West Main Street line and grade plans, as well as the widening and relocation of Deering Road, an extension of Deering Road, which is an existing road in the city of Boston, which will carry into the Olmsted Green campus and tie into West Main Street. The final piece of our project for today in this morning's hearing is the Egret Way private way is open to public travel, which will tie to West Main and Deering and have housing on that street as well. Yes. As you understood, the abandonment of West Main Street is required to lay out the public way of West Main Street. Since our time last, we've sent updated plans from the surveyor, which details a lot of the existing utilities and that are in West Main Street, and that portion is before you for review.
Any questions or comments on the abandonment? West Main? Mayor Todd? Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the first item, the abandonment of West Main.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by the West Main Street abutters for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel the public may have had on West Main Street, as read into the record by the chair, and is shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Abandonment Plan, West Main Street, West Roxbury District, one sheet dated January 25th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by West Main Street abutters for the approval of the line and grade of West Main Street, a public way in West Roxbury from Morton Street to Harvard Street, and extending to a point 1,260 feet westerly. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, line and grade, West Main Street, public way, West Roxbury, 9 sheets dated October 17th, 2017.
Sheets display the layout of West Main Street in its entirety as a public way. Since the last time we met before you, we've met with BTD Planning Stephanie Seskin, and she was in favor of what we had on the plans in terms of layout. She gave us some criteria for traffic calming and speed humps, which we're looking into to see where it can be warranted on the site. We've also sent our plans for the entire mixed income rental project, which is 100 units of housing that kind of coincide with the building of these roads, to BTD Engineering to review signage and striping along these roads as well since that particular time. We've also received extensive comments from Public Works through Zach Wasmuth, which we're coordinating. We've reached out to Street Lighting to further coordinate with them. They're supposed to get us some information and items shortly. So we've coordinated with a number of agencies and continue to do so. We'll be following up with the Commission on Disabilities for some items related to drain inlets and covers in the roadways as well.
Just on that, BTD was in receipt, and I appreciate your team's coordination with ours. Great effort.
Given the conversation with BTD and the active transportation director, do you think it's likely that there'll be some modifications to create more of a neighborhood sort of slow zone type approach within this area?
Right. The idea that our streets were designed under were complete streets neighborhood design, and the current neighbors that abut West Main would like to see something like that. So Eric will be working with BTD to try to, and us as engineers, and we're engaged with traffic team to try to figure something out.
Awesome. Thank you. Other questions on the line and grade plan?
So the project is in BWSC site plan review right now, which is, it's a complex site plan and it's completely independent of this process. But the one thing I want to point out when it ties in is that at some point when this becomes accepted as a public way, when construction is complete, we'll be identifying what stormwater infrastructure will become public, right? Because, you know, when it becomes that, we will be accepting it as stormwater facilities along with the city accepting the road. We can address that through the site plan so that when it comes time for acceptance, we know exactly what is going to be public.
Thank you very much.
Other questions or comments? Mayor Todd? Members of the public? I'll entertain a motion on the line and grade plan.
Make a motion on a petition by West Main Street abutters for the approval of line and grade of West Main Street, a public way, West Roxbury from Morton Street to Harvard Street and extending up to a point approximately 1,260 feet westerly, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Line and Grade, West Main Street, Public Way, West Roxbury, 9 sheets dated October 17, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by OG West Campus Land LLC, parcel 2A-3 for the widening, relocation, and extension of the existing right-of-way lines of Deering Road, a public way in West Roxbury, from Harvard Street to the proposed West Main Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. It was as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Widening and Relocation, Deering Road, Public Way, West Roxbury, 4 sheets dated October 17th, 2017.
Has been sent to you and updated with items related to utilities that we're working through Boston Water and Sewer. Again, we've also, as I said, for West Main Street, met with the necessary agencies and initiated discussions and reviews for items related to Deering Road as well as West Main. Through BTD, Public Works, street lighting, and again, for the inlets and the sidewalks, we'll send information to Disabilities Commission as well.
Questions or comments on the widening, relocation, and extension? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, we'll entertain a motion on this item.
Make a motion to approve the petition by OG West Campus Land LLC, parcels 2A-3 for the widening, relocation, and extension of the existing right-of-way lines of Deering Road as read into the record by the chair and as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Widening and Relocation, Deering Road, Public Way, West Roxbury, 4 sheets dated October 17, 2017.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. The next item is on a petition by OG West Campus Land LLC, parcel 2A-3, for the layout approval of a new private way open to public travel known as Egret Way in West Roxbury from the proposed Deering Road to the proposed West Main Street. This was new business on January 11, 2018. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Layout Approval Plan, Egret Way, Private Way open to public travel, West Roxbury, 2 sheets, dated December 19, 2017.
Egret Way plans have been sent to you as well and updated for the private way open to public travel. This is a road that will connect to West Main and Deering Road. It's got porous pavement. It's excuse me, porous sidewalks as well to allow for drainage and stormwater management of the site at this particular time.
If I'm not mistaken, there is a different street light fixture that you guys are proposing on West Main versus on Deering, or I'm sorry, on Egret versus on Deering. Is that right?
That was the initial thought, but I think that we're going to talk to
street lighting
to see if there's a way to get them to be coordinated.
Have a common, terrific.
Right.
Thank you so much. Other questions or comments on the layout approval? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, we'll entertain a motion on the layout approval for Egret Way.
I'll make a motion on a petition by OG West Campus Land LLC, parcel 2A-3 for a layout approval of Egret Way as read into the record by the chair, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Layout Approval Plan, Egret Way, Private Way open to public travel, West Roxbury, 2 sheets dated December 19, 2017.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. Our next item is on a petition by Americano Espresso Bar for the granting of a sidewalk cafe license for seasonal outdoor seating within Meridian Street, East Boston, located on its easterly side at address number 155 between Central Square and London Street, and consisting of seating for 10 persons and approximately 179 square feet within the public way. This was new business on January 11th, 2018, and this is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, License Plan, Sidewalk Cafe, 155 Meridian Street, East Boston, 1 sheet dated January 9th, 2018. Good morning.
Commission. I'm Haley Vermis with Hacen, and this is David Callie, the owner of the Americano Espresso Bar at 155 Meridian Street. The cafe seating area is 8.5 feet by 21 feet. It contains 4 tables with 8 seats and 1 accessible spot. It will be fenced in and removed in the off-season, and the remaining pedestrian zone in the sidewalk with the cafe in place is 8.5 feet. We were asked to provide a pedestrian level of service report, which we have since brought it to the commission, and we have a hard copy for the record today.
Terrific.
So that was received, just for the record, reviewed and accepted.
Terrific.
Are there any other questions and comments?
No. Any other questions, comments?
Nope, PTT's good.
Good. No, that's quite all right. Out of curiosity, what do you imagine the season of use being for, from roughly what months to what months do you imagine operating the Sidewalk Cafe? Mike, any questions or comments from you?
No, I am good.
All right. Anything you'd like to say with regard to the impact of slab on the main streets? If you'd like.
Chair, members of the committee, engineers par excellence, 2 thumbs up. We love this proposal. Very much in support of it.
Great. Any of your top? Other members of the public? All right. I'll entertain a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by Americano Espresso Bar for the granting of a Sidewalk Cafe license for seasonal outdoor seating within Meridian Street, as read into the record by the chair, and is shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, License Plan, Sidewalk Cafe, 155 Meridian Street, East Boston, 1 sheet dated January 9, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. Our next item is on a petition by West Broadway Theater, LLC, for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to Athens Street in South Boston on its southwesterly side at the rear of 420 West Broadway, located generally southeast of F Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, 1 sheet dated October 31st, 2017.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller. With me today is Ben Wan to my left from Rhodey Architects, Brian McCarthy, civil engineer from R.J. O'Connell. We also have Harry Burles from McPhail Associates and Brian Crowley from the developer. Very briefly, the project is the redevelopment of the former West Broadway Theater property. It's at 420 West Broadway, bordered by between West Broadway and Athens Street and F Street. The project includes a demolition of and replacement of the main portion of that existing structure, the old West Broadway Theater, and the construction of a new 6-story building, 42 residential units, while restoring that front 2-story section of the existing theater lobby, keeping that as the lobby for the residential, as well as a small retail space of about 1,350 square feet. The total building approximately 44,000 square feet. Garage parking for 42 spaces underneath, located on the ground floor, so at grade, and then a basement level with access at the rear via Athens Street. At 44,000 square feet, this was a small project review project under Article 80 with the BPDA. We received approval in March of last year, as well as their certification of approval in October. We also went in front of the zoning board and received zoning relief in April of 2017. It was a fully processed project with extensive community outreach and support from the applicable neighborhood associations. With that said, I will toss it over to Brian to go over again our presentation for what we're asking permission for from the commission today.
Okay, so this board here shows the project site location. The dark orange is the proposed building and site. The building basically covers the entire property. On the south side, we have West Broadway and the Action Center building. These lighter colors are the adjacent buildings. This is the Action Center building. On the north side, we have Athens Street. To the east, we have the East Boston Savings Bank and its parking lot to the rear. and to the west is an office building with a cafe, and adjacent to that is F Street. The proposed pedestrian easement will be located along the Athens Street frontage of the property. Today, the existing building wall is located right on the Athens Street right-of-way, and there's a 3.4-foot wide sidewalk running along that wall on Athens Street. With the proposed development, the building will be demolished, and that new wall along Athens Street will be located 2 feet into the property, so it'll be set back 2 feet from the right-of-way. That 2-foot strip will be used to widen the sidewalk, so the sidewalk will go from 3.4 feet to 5.4 feet. That will provide a more pedestrian-friendly street and a safer walkway for pedestrians. And so the 2 feet is on the private property, and so the proposal is to grant an easement to the city for over that private property, that 2-foot strip, to allow the public to pass over the private property and to keep the sidewalk clear. The pedestrian strip is 2 feet wide, about 111 feet long, for an area of approximately 221 square feet. Happy to answer any questions you have on that.
I appreciate the ability to go from a 3.4 foot sidewalk to a 5.4 foot sidewalk. You aren't showing in the specific repair plans anything you'd be putting into that sidewalk that would shorten that? You don't expect to be putting anything into the Athens Street sidewalk which would reduce that 5.4 to something which is even less?
No, we won't be putting anything in there. There will be curb cuts for driveways, but I can discuss that.
And the street lighting on Athens Street is on the
So there's street lighting on the opposite side of the street. There's 2 utility poles directly across from this building along that frontage, and there's a street light on each one.
Other questions or comments on the pedestrian easement? Amy or Todd? No. Members of the public? I'll entertain a motion on this first item.
I'll make a motion on a petition by West Roxbury Theater LLC for the acceptance of pedestrian easement on Athens Street as read for the record by the chair and shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Pedestrian Easement Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, 1 sheet dated October 31, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for the making of specific repairs within Athens Street, South Boston, on its southwesterly side at the rear of 420 West Broadway, located generally southeast of F Street, consisting of curb and sidewalk reconstruction as well as new driveway curb cuts. This was new business on January 11, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repairs Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, 1 sheet dated October 31st, 2017.
So the specific repairs will be located again along the Athens Street frontage of the project. Basically, the Athens Street is one-way eastbound. The repairs include the reconstruction of the sidewalk all along the building site frontage. It's 129 feet of reconstruction of the concrete sidewalk and vertical granite curbing. And it includes the relocation of an existing curb cut in this location and the addition of a second curb cut for driveway access to the building's parking garages. The first curb cut to the lower level garage will be located on the west side of the building. That'll be a 14-foot wide curb cut. And the second curb cut will be located closer to the middle of the building to access the street level parking garage. That will be an 18-foot curb cut, and those 2 curb cuts will be approximately 22 feet apart, separated. As we just discussed in the pedestrian easement petition, the sidewalk is currently 3.4 feet wide, and with the proposed building being set back, we're going to increase the width of that sidewalk to 5.4 feet. The sidewalk and the curb cuts will be constructed in accordance with the Architectural Access Board and American with Disabilities Act guidelines for accessibility, and also in accordance with the Public Works standards and specifications. The existing Athens Street paved roadway will remain the same width of approximately 13 feet. And we talked about street lights. Street lights are located on the other side of the street on the utility poles.
Transportation Department's reviewed this as relates to the access egress, garage operations for both this petition, also the ISD Committee on Licenses for that license. I don't believe we've been there yet, but we've looked at it in parallel. So you're good.
So minor question, but the ramp, which is the one which is sort of the upper left corner, that it seems that some of it obviously extends beyond your property line, the start of the, exactly. Yes, the first one, so it seems to extend beyond the property line, potentially it's the start of the ramp, is that correct?
It's level across to,
When we starting with the ramp,
Are we talking about the reconstruction?
we're maintaining a level, and then we don't start the pitch of the ramp until we're on our farm.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's relatively level as you come in, approximately, the door, the garage door is actually 15 feet back from the, so it's the paved area, so you go in level and then you go down.
Other questions or comments on the specific repair plan?
Not on Athens Street, but are you adding any street furniture or anything on Broadway? Bike racks, anything like that? Just wondering.
Members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion on the specific repair plan for Athens Street.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for the making of specific repairs within Athens Street, as read into the record by the chair, and is shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repairs Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, one sheet dated October 31st, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for the granting of a projection license for the installation of a canopy over a portion of the sidewalk within West Broadway, South Boston, on its northeasterly side at address number 420, generally southeast of F Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, License Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, one sheet dated October 31st, 2017.
So the proposed canopy will be located on the West Broadway facade of the building. The canopy of this building originally was the Broadway Theater years ago, and the Broadway Theater actually didn't have a canopy in the same location, and the proposed canopy is intended to resemble that historic canopy, but at a smaller scale. This board here shows the perspective of that canopy right in this location here. The canopy will project out from the building 9.75 feet. The existing sidewalk in that location is 16.9 feet wide. The canopy will be 10 foot 8 inches above the surface of the sidewalk. And its height, the canopy structural height will be 2 foot 4 inches. Where the canopy attaches to the building, it will be 24 feet wide. And then as it projects out from the building, it will taper inward to a dimension of 17 foot 8 inches at the outer end. The planned view area of that canopy is approximately 210 square feet. And the canopy will include a drain that will be connected back into the internal drainage of the building, and the canopy piping with it outside in the canopy area will be heat treated.
Underneath the canopy, the front entrance there, what is that material? Is that like a glass?
So there is, it's sort of wood-like that you can see wrapping the perimeter, and then there is a transparent sort of looking at glass or plexiglass there. We want to maintain visibility of the historic facade, but still provide cover from the elements.
Yeah. And was the old canopy lit at all? And is this one going to be lit?
This one will have some LED lighting, none of it sort of exposed to the sky. The intent is for some building signage on sort of the front face of it, so an LED lit strip as part of that.
Will it light the sidewalk underneath it?
There was not a plan for that right now, but I
think
think
that would
back.
be nice,
I think it would be, yeah.
They lit underneath the sidewalk?
Maybe something back at the door. So if you see in the plan.
glass of the storefront set back just a bit. So it may be in that soffit, it might be a nice spot for some light to wash down the sidewalk.
Well, it's the main drag that goes through the Southie. You're trying to keep the look and feel of that old throwback to the theater, you know? Activate the sidewalk a little bit with some lights.
Yeah, I think especially this is meant to act as sort of the building entrance for both the retail space and for the residents. So I think adding light at that location is.
All right, I'll digress.
For what it's worth, there is a street light actually right here. Not too far from the Canopy. Right here.
But it brings a sense of kind of grandeur and to the marquee, you know? It's
I agree.
it's a
Like
focal
walls and
point.
Enough. So we have the street light on one side, and the other side is the street tree, is that correct?
Yes.
And can you just talk about sort of the proximity of the crown of the tree, like how mature is that tree? Is it going to impact the marquee? You worry about branches falling on top of the canopy?
Right, so the tree is, the tree is located right, this hatched area is the canopy. This is the tree location, approximately 5 feet to the trunk of the tree. By the way, this question was asked by Parks and Recreation, and we did go back forward with them. What we did is we were able to take a photo of that tree as it exists today, superimpose the canopy on it, and it shows that the canopy doesn't impact the tree in any way. In fact, the branching of the tree is more towards the street than it is to the building. So that outside face of the canopy is clear of the trees.
So they're comfortable with?
They said, yeah, they sent back a note saying they were okay.
Other questions or comments on the projection license? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right, we'll entertain a motion on the projection license.
Make a motion to approve the petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for the granting of a projection license for the installation of a canopy over a portion of the sidewalk within West Broadway, South Boston, as read into the record by the chair and as shown on the set of plans entitled the City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, License Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, one sheet dated October 31st, 2017.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Our next item is on a petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for the granting of an earth retention license for the installation of a temporary earth support system within Athens Street, South Boston, on its southwesterly side at the rear of 420 West Broadway, located generally southeast of F Street. This was new business on January 11th, 2018. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Conceptual Temporary Excavation Support Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, 2 sheets dated October 31st, 2017.
Hello, Harry Burles with McPhail Associates, geotechnical engineer on the project. Where needed, earth support along Athens Street is proposed to consist of a drilled-in soldier pile or pipe, spaced approximately, each pile spaced approximately 8 feet on center along Athens Street and within the existing sidewalk. Between the piles, there will be lag boards as needed for excavation for the basement level. In addition to the drilled-in soldier piles and the lagging boards, where needed, if necessary, we do show rock bolts or rock anchors to retain the exposed face of the rock face excavation during excavation if needed. This shows the most extent of the earth support that may be required along Athens Street, but we do anticipate it to be much less. We just wanted to show you what the total could be if needed. We propose to cut down the soldier piles post-construction, a minimum of 6 feet below the ground surface or to the surface of the bedrock, whichever is shallower, and we will be tensioning rock nailer that's installed during the backfilling process of the project. So, is there any questions?
Yeah, so are we removing rock? Are we hammering rock out? We are, right?
The rock excavation will occur
within the site, but we're banging, right? So we learned that at the new business area. And where did we land on the BWC requirements? I know we have large sewer in Athens Street. The water main's on the other side of the street, which helps. We like that we're drilling in the piles. That's good.
Sure. So the proposed installation method is a low vibration to no vibration, minimal vibration. There will be vibration monitoring conducted during installation of the piles. I believe that the project has videotaped the utilities within the street, and I believe there will be videotaped post-construction again.
Perfect. So the sewer's already been videotaped. Has that been submitted to BWC?
Correct, yeah, that's been submitted
As
with
part of
the
the site
plan
plan?
approval, yeah.
Okay, so either Phil Rock or Lewis.
Phil Rock.
Okay, all right. Have you received comments back?
We've received an approval.
All right. Great. So we've looked at that tape and we said it's in good. We've confirmed it's in good shape. So then, after you're done with the excavating, you'll TV it again, and then monitoring results can be submitted to the commission in the same way that the site plan is handled.
Yep, sure.
The vibration monitoring. Great job. Thank you.
Just for the record on BTD's portion, this went through extensive review. It's such a tricky site. And I thank Mr. Crowley for sticking in there because he had to jump through a few hoops going between the fire department and BTD. So it was a good job.
Other questions or comments on the earth retention? Amy or Todd?
Nope.
Members of the public? All right. I'll entertain a motion on the earth retention license.
I'll make a motion to approve petition by West Broadway Theater LLC for granting of an earth retention license on Athens Street as read into the record by the chair and shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Conceptual Temporary Excavation Support Plan, Athens Street, 420 West Broadway, South Boston, 2 sheets, dated October 31, 2017.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next item is on a petition by the City of Boston Public Works Department for the making of specific repairs within Beach Street, Boston proper, on both sides between Atlantic Avenue and the Fitzgerald Expressway Surface Road, consisting of curb realignment, roadway, sidewalk, and pedestrian ramp reconstruction, as well as new and relocated specialty pavement, street lights, and street trees. This was new business on January 11, 2018, and this is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, Beach Street, Boston, Chinatown, 8 sheets dated January 2018. Where's Zach?
Good morning. I'm Zach Wasmuth, Chief Design Engineer with Boston Public Works Department. I'm joined by Chris Dunlap from AECon. Just to recap from when we presented new business, this project is full reconstruction of Beach Street from Atlantic Ave to Surface Road, which includes the widening of sidewalks to get rid of the excessive cross slope to bring them into ADA compliance. We've also added some green infrastructure elements such as Perry's pavers per water and sewers comments. Also made some minor design modifications to coordinate with some upcoming work with the Water and Sewer Commission. We've also made some minor adjustments to the tree pits to include some more structural soil per comments we received from the Parks Department. Hand it over to Chris to.
The only other thing I'd like to add is BTD mentioned that they wanted to take a look at stop sign warrant analysis at Lincoln Street. We're in the process of obtaining the data to evaluate the stop sign warrant.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
With all the water main comments from us, the location of the water main, all those were addressed? Everything's all figured out?
Yep, we've started, yeah.
Great. I'm excited for this project. This is going to be a really excellent project. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. We are too.
Other questions or comments? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right. I'll entertain a motion on Beach Street.
I'll make a motion to approve petition by the City of Boston Public Works Department for the making of specific repairs within Beach Street as read into the record by the chair, shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, Beach Street, Boston, Chinatown, 8 sheets dated January 2018.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business. Our first item is Munson Street, Boston proper, and abandonment on a joint petition by BCH 819 Beacon Street, LLC, and the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darren Baird from Goulston and Storrs, counsel for the petitioner, BCH 819 Beacon Street, LLC. This is a joint petition between a Children's Hospital affiliate and the MBTA for an abandonment of a private road, the public's rights in a private road open to public use. And to my left is Howard Mosier from VHB. So this one goes back a little bit in time. This end of Munson Street that we're looking to abandon has been part of a parking facility that Children's has owned for years. It's more of in the way of cleanup, and is a follow-on to an easement agreement that Children's entered into with the MBTA back in '09. And we're now sort of getting around to shoring up this issue. The MBTA's property sits at the end of Munson Street. It's there's an old right-of-way there. And what we have done is, in the easement agreement that we've entered into with the MBTA, recirculates the MBTA's access around the westerly sideline of our property. So they come down Munson, they turn westerly in the alleyway between us and the residential building, which isn't really an alleyway right now, but maybe someday it will be, and then head south when they get to the westerly boundary of our property and get out and have a laydown area and access to their green line facilities there. It's actually probably, frankly, a better way to get there than what they have today. So they're, that's been a specific negotiation with the T. That's why they're a co-petitioner.
They coming here today?
They were not going to send a representative here today. If we wanted somebody here for the public hearing, we certainly could. They said that they'd be happy to send somebody. Okay.
So is the intent of this to create a buildable parcel? Is that what we're doing here?
Ultimately, yes, that's what we're doing. And to, clean up the underlying property rights and then, hopefully have it in a position someday where it could be built on. This area was subject to a 2014 amendment to Children's institutional master plan and did show a building in this area. And so this is just continued work in that vein to someday maybe have a building there.
Expands over parcels 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
And there's an existing sewer easement which remains after this action if approved, and that should anything be proposed on the parcel that would modify that, we would appropriately work with BWSC.
Yeah, so you just come to BWSC, and then we would have to formally abandon that easement, but just because the street is discontinued, the easement stays until that happens. But,
And we wanted to acknowledge that as part of the new business hearing, that that sewer easement remains.
And there's not actually any sewer infrastructure in that easement right now. When the green line came through, that's all that got obliterated. This was quite the history lesson for me, researching how this happened.
Can you add the comments of the plan? You show the sewer easement on the plan, can you label it as being retained?
Of course.
Other questions or comments? I'm here, Todd. All right, will 2 weeks be enough time?
Yes.
All right, see you on February 15th.
Great. Thank you very much.
Our next item of new business is 609 and 650 Albany Street, 100 East Newton Street, Boston proper, a grant of location on a petition by the trustees of Boston University.
Good morning. I'm Walt Meisner. I'm the project exec on the expansion and renovation of our dental school that's at 100 East Newton Street, and the purpose of this petition is to is for TEL data and to relocate. Part of this is a result of the fact of BMC's pending sale of our abutting property, that we now have some of our internet process going across, and we need to remove that and relocate that. Deb Danick from Niche Engineering can lay out the plan, and we also have Christy Murphy from our OPM from Compass, and Dan O'Sullivan from Shawmut to talk about the constructability and the timing of this.
Thank you. Again, I'm Deb Danick with Niche Engineering, project manager and engineer. We're proposing to have a license for some private telecom installation, as Walt mentioned. The plan in front of you notes that we'd like to provide a connection between the 100 East Newton Street building, which is Plan North, which is going under renovation and expansion project, to connect across the street to 650 Albany Avenue with 6 conduit duct bank. Those would all be private. The other proposal is to go from the 100 East Newton building easterly along the length of Albany Street to connect to 609 Albany Street, which is also a BU-owned building on the other side of East Brookline Street. This conduit will be this duct bank will be made of 4 conduits. 3 of those will be private, one of which will be the city's shadow system with a quad duct bank located in it as requested. We've notified the utility companies and city agencies and responded to comments. And that's about it.
So have we looked at other facilities, so we're not getting up the street, especially the longer run along Albany Street? What research have you done in that vein?
Other facilities and other utility providers?
Verizon,
Correct.
Eversource,
Yes, so we've coordinated.
City Shadow in the area?
Yep, so both Comcast and Verizon do not want to be a part of this installation. We are providing the city shadow duct bank. We've notified the PIC's list of telecom providers. Thank you. So we sent that email off earlier this week and are waiting for some responses, but we have not heard that anyone wants to be a part of this as of today.
And for the run that will go down Albany Street, the 4 conduits, you expect to use all 3? Or is that already reserved for potential future folks who may want to use lay new conduit in that area?
I can let BU answer that. I mean, ultimately, at this point, BU needs 2 of those conduits. So one of them is for the city shadow. The other one is in case BU needs it.
Yes, that's correct.
Maybe with us having conversation, knowing that other people are going to be building out infrastructure in this area.
Can we have an extra quad duct for city shadow?
Just to reduce the instructions, but.
So you'd want 2 city shadow duct banks. Okay, we'll review that.
2, yeah.
Absolutely.
That could be accommodated.
Other questions or comments on this?
I just need to coordinate with you guys. We have water main planned for East Newton Street, and I know you're going to be in construction, so we'll just have to get on the same page with PTD and traffic impacts and things like that.
Okay, great.
It's not going into construction immediately, but there's potential to overlap with your renovation, so just a little coordination.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll get in touch with you.
Great.
So, Shaman, I think recently the construction management plan has been approved.
Yes.
For the CMP.
Yes.
So, as an addendum to what this good gentleman would need, we'll have to look at that at a later date. So, keep the open contact. When do you expect to go into construction?
Construction within the next month. Work out in Albany Street. After city approval or the moratorium.
Like, plan on putting this in before the building?
Yes.
Okay. Is that part of the CMP?
I'm not sure. Obviously, this duct bank work is a part of the CMP.
Right.
Certainly, we will
Make that as a, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Other questions or comments? February 15th, work for you guys? To come back for the public hearing? Right?
Yes, please.
Yep. All right, see you on February 15th.
Thank you.
Our next item of new business is Pier 4 Place, Pier 4 Boulevard, South Boston. Abandonment layout approval on a set of joint petitions by 130 Northern Avenue LLC and 140 Northern Avenue LLC.
Good morning. My name is Tyler Deaton. I'm representing the developer for this project, Pier 4 Tishman Spire. With me today, I have Elizabeth Randall from Reed Hildebrandt, who's our landscape architect, and Nate Shield from Tetra Tech, who's our civil engineer. I'll just give you a brief overview of the project. It's two buildings. One is a 371,000 square foot office building, and then the 140 Northern Avenue is the 106-unit, 9-story condominium building in the Seaport. With that, I'll turn it over to Nate.
Thank you. These are the last 2 actions that we hope to be in front of the PIC in regard to Pier 4. The first action in front of you is to abandon Pier 4 Place. It's a private way open to public travel, 60 feet wide. There was never any improvements associated with it. Following that abandonment, we are proposing a new 63.5-foot wide private way open to public travel that will be known as Pier 4 Boulevard. We had to upsize the public way slightly to include all the typical street elements, which would be a 5-foot clear pedestrian path on each side, 6-foot furnishing zone with open joint pavers, street lights, accessible ramps, a 8-foot drop-off delivery lane in front of the office building, 2 5-foot bike lanes, 2 10-foot travel lanes, and a 3.5-foot or 3.3-foot wide granite median in the center of the road. We've had the ability to coordinate with the various city departments, including street lighting, who's signed off on our lighting designs. We've been working with Amy and Todd over the last few years as well on the project. With that, I'd like to turn it over to questions.
So what you're proposing on the east side of what would be Pier 4 Boulevard essentially is a 5-foot concrete path of travel and then a much wider furnishing zone, is that right?
On the east side, it's a unit paver.
Yep.
On the west side, it's a 5-foot concrete.
Sorry.
Yes. The east side faces the World Trade Center. West side is the ICA.
So the permeable paver is in the planting furnishing zone?
Yes, it's the open joint sand pavers.
Yep.
Sand joint pavers. The drainage system has been submitted, reviewed, and approved by Boston Water and Sewer. I believe the site plan number 16047.
Is it approved site plan? I haven't seen these.
Yes.
plans, so-
The site plan for the drainage system and utility connections for the building for both phase 2 and phase 3 buildings have been approved by BWSC.
The flush vertical granite curb, there's not gonna be curb reveal from the street?
The flush curb is just separating the travel lane, and what we're using is a short-term drop-off delivery lane, FedEx, food delivery, that type of thing.
Got it. That's not the 8-foot.
Yes.
Got it. Right.
Yes.
Sorry. Right.
Oh, that's the curb one. Oh, okay, all right.
It's just to delineate the.
So there's like a parking pocket or something?
Yes. Yes.
Got it, okay, so it delineates the bike lane and the parking pocket, okay.
I believe that was one of the comments that we had kind of picked up with in our review was, not the flush.
Yeah, at one point we were considering a flush curb on both sides.
We've adjusted that.
Adjusted that to have a 4-inch curb.
What's the material on that kind of drop-off lane there?
Yeah.
It's a paver.
Yeah, it's a concrete unit paver.
I assume that is something which you will maintain.
They maintain the whole
Right,
thing.
right, right, right,
All
yes.
there.
None of this work affects the existing signal equipment that's out there?
No.
That the signal's still not working, but we want to get that working.
It won't impact that.
No, can't anymore.
So you got Pier 4 Boulevard and Northern Ave, which are public ways, this is gonna be private ways, so private drainage.
Yes.
Got it.
And to that end, make sure that the street name sign says private way. There's been a lot of confusion recently with some meters that aren't owned by the city, people getting towed. I think it's us.
Understood.
Need those phone calls.
Other questions on this proposal? Your Tom? Okay. All right. February 15th work for you guys? 2 weeks?
Absolutely.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our final item of new business is 370 Commonwealth Avenue, Massachusetts Avenue, Boston proper, a sidewalk cafe license on a petition by Elliott Hotel Inc. Morning.
I'm Kevin Duffy with Cambridge, with Kleinfelder in Cambridge, and with me is the general manager of the Elliott Hotel, Pascal Schiffley. And we submitted a petition for a sidewalk cafe at the Elliott Hotel on Massachusetts Avenue side of the building. This would be completed in conjunction with the work that we had submitted for last summer for the new bicycle cycle track at grade on the sidewalk and the valet zone and those other improvements. What we're looking to put in is an 18-seat cafe space on two sides of the entrance to the Uni restaurant on the first floor. The Elliott Hotel reached out to Neiman's Architecture Group, who was the architect of record for the Neiman's restaurant, the Uni restaurant, and just to keep it so that the facilities that we would be putting in would have that same character and nature to carry that throughout the submittal. And yeah, so this is what we are proposing. Don't know if you have any questions or comments right now.
So the nature of my comments that I emailed were that it's hard to tell what the phasing and what is going to be the existing condition when your project happens. So I understand that the bike lane and all that was a separate project, was approved by PIC. Is that constructed? When does that get constructed?
That everything is supposed to be constructed this spring, summer. That's when the Mass Ave Bridge replacement project is going forward, and we're planning to do that, coordinate with them as that
do this at the same time?
Yeah, this would be done with that. When we're putting in the sidewalk is when we want to put in the anchors for the railings. This is definitely not a separate work.
Yeah, because the things that I kind of brought up in the email were, what's the final condition for that Bradley head? Where is that signpost and mast arm going to go? How is that going to interact with the new relocated pedestrian ramp? Just making sure, like, what we're doing is we're taking Mass Ave, right? We're activating it, which is great. We're making it safer for bikes, which is great, but we're also narrowing the sidewalk. So between the sidewalk cafe and the bike lane, which pinches in, we have a pinch point. We need to make sure that that is 100% clear. There's a clear path of travel through the site to the new pedestrian ramps to cross Commonwealth Avenue. So we need to take care in placing the signs, placing the mast arms, making sure that there's a clear 5-foot, Disabilities Commission path of travel.
Sure. All the features are shown on sheet 2.
Okay.
We are maintaining 6 feet wide between the railing and the outside of the cycle track buffer. So there's that 6-foot clear. One comment that we did have about accessibility, we were showing 7 feet 9 inches on the clearance for the tree pit on the south side, which is Plan West. They wanted that to be 8 feet. So we've increased that span. That won't be a problem. We had about a foot of buffer on each side of the cafe. So we were able to pull that back without losing any tables or anything, so we're happy to accommodate that request.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everything is fully coordinated, because as you see on the plan that you're showing here, you call out a flush planter and a signpost going through the flush planter. So where's the sign go and where's the planter?
That would be, I think, more coordinated with construction when...
Well, we need to know where these are going to go, and then on the other plan, we've got the new relocated, more accessible handicap ramp, which we love, but we've also still showing the mast arm signal in the ramp. So where's the final location of the mast arm signal? It might have been shown on the last PIC action that was approved, but the coordination, right? So, we're not going to leave this in the middle of the pedestrian ramp, right? It's actually on the other sheet. You've got 2 sheets.
Okay. Yeah, the last one was just locating the cafe on the previous plan. So
it's almost as if their proposed condition is your existing condition.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. Good. Yeah, that's the way it should be. Yeah, but we're showing a mast arm in the middle of a pedestrian ramp, and we're showing a sign in the middle of the planter. So.
But let's clean up the plan.
We'll clean that up and we'll
clean it up. This has gone through, again, extensive review as far as the Mass DOT project, your project, which we love, and we appreciate your contributing. So, just clean up the plan to the point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I just want to make sure that the final product is well thought out.
Excellent.
Other questions or comments? Here, Todd? Nope. We'll coordinate with you as well around the Mass Overcom project and make sure that everything is aligned. Is 2 weeks enough time? So February 15th work for you guys for the public hearing? Perfect. All right, see you guys on February 15th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Could have an opportunity in life.
He loved our city, and he believed in what our city could become. He said Boston has become a testing ground for the ideals of freedom. That's why I'm so proud that Boston will finally have a major